According to decades of Finnish research and policy tests, trucks there can legally haul 167,000 pounds, more than double America's 80,000-pound limit. What made that possible? The evidence shows these longer combinations cut emissions by about 33% per ton-mile compared to American systems. While the US has been stuck with 53-foot trailers since the 1980s, Finland stretched theirs to 113 feet and backed it with peer-reviewed safety research. The story starts with one country's decision to completely rethink how trucking should work. In 2019, Finland revised its trucking rules after decades of peer-reviewed studies and tests. This wasn't some rushed political decision or industry lobbying win. Finnish transport officials had been working on this for decades, building the most complete database of truck safety data anyone had ever seen. Finnish researchers studied every crash, every turn, every interaction between massive trucks and regular traffic to answer one big question: what really makes trucking dangerous? They tracked accident reports, measured stopping distances, and watched how trucks moved through the cities and highways. Finnish scientists collected data that most countries never bother to gather. The research revealed something important. Researchers concluded that factors like speed, stopping distance, vehicle design, and mandated safety systems mattered more for crash risk than length alone. Traditional thinking said longer trucks meant more accidents, more blind spots, and more danger for other drivers. Finnish researchers found the opposite was often true. Their studies showed that truck design, driver training, and safety equipment mattered way more than simple length measurements. Finnish scientists discovered that speed and stopping distance mattered way more than how long a truck stretched down the highway. A well-designed 100-foot truck with good brakes could stop faster than a poorly designed 60-foot truck. Modern safety systems could eliminate blind spots that plagued traditional designs. The real dangers came from outdated equipment and poor visibility, not truck size. Their peer-reviewed work spanned decades and closely examined truck interactions with cyclists, cars, and pedestrians. Finnish researchers watched how trucks moved through intersections, how they handled highway merging, and how other drivers reacted to different truck designs. They measured reaction times, collision frequencies, and near-miss incidents with scientific precision. The research showed longer trucks with modern safety tech were actually safer than shorter trucks without it. Advanced braking systems prevented rear-end crashes. Better mirrors and cameras eliminated blind spot accidents. Stability control kept trucks upright during emergency moves. Finnish data proved that smart design beats arbitrary size limits every time. Armed with this evidence, Finland allowed combinations up to 113 feet and roughly 167,000 pounds after those studies. That's more than double what American trucks can handle legally. Finnish officials didn't just increase numbers randomly, they created specific requirements for every system on these bigger trucks, from braking power to turning radius specifications. Here's the key part though, they didn't just make trucks bigger, they made them smarter with mandatory safety requirements. Every high-capacity truck had to meet strict technology standards before getting road permits. Finnish regulators demanded proof that safety systems work in real conditions, not just laboratory tests. This wasn't guesswork or political pressure. It was pure science proving that evidence-based policy beats outdated rules every time. Finnish researchers published their findings in transportation journals worldwide. Other countries started studying the Finnish model, wondering why their own truck regulations ignored safety research. The real breakthrough wasn't just in the research, though. It was in the advanced safety technology they required before any truck could hit the road. Finland required integrated electronic systems, braking, stability, cameras, and warnings to work together and be tested before oversized trucks received permits. Picture this. Every single component on these massive trucks talks to every other component through computer networks. The brake system knows what the steering system is doing. The engine monitors how the trailer is behaving. Everything works together like parts of one giant machine. Every single high-capacity truck in Finland must pass a safety checklist that goes far beyond traditional standards. Finnish inspectors check dozens of electronic systems before any oversized truck gets road permits. They test collision avoidance sensors, verify camera systems work in rain and snow, and make sure automatic braking responds in milliseconds. US inspections traditionally emphasize mechanical safety. tires, brakes, and lights, whereas Finland added mandatory checks of integrated electronic safety systems for high-capacity vehicles. While American trucks rely mostly on driver skill and basic safety features, Finnish trucks are rolling computer labs packed with sensors. Think of it like comparing a smartphone to an old rotary phone. Both make calls, but one does way more to help users avoid problems. Finnish trucks use technology to prevent accidents instead of just hoping drivers react fast enough. Finland's high-capacity transport systems require mandatory onboard cameras and blind spot systems. Automatic emergency braking, lane departure warnings, electronic stability control, and adaptive cruise systems. These aren't fancy extras that cost more money. Finnish regulations require every single safety system to work perfectly. Before trucks can legally carry extra weight, the cameras cover angles that drivers could never see with mirrors alone. These systems can spot dangerous situations and start responding before drivers even notice the threat. Cameras and sensors detect vulnerable road users earlier than a driver can in many scenarios, enabling automatic braking or warning. The computer calculates speed, distance, and stopping time faster than human reflexes. If a pedestrian steps into the road, sensors detect movement and apply brakes automatically. Finnish trucks literally think ahead of their drivers. The safety tech isn't optional add-ons. It's built into every system from the engine to the trailer connections. Electronic stability control prevents rollovers during sharp turns. Adaptive cruise control maintains safe following distances automatically. Collision warning systems alert drivers to dangers they might miss. Everything connects through central computer systems that monitor truck performance constantly. American trucks might have some of these features, but Finland makes them mandatory before any oversized truck gets a license. Here's what this means for drivers. Finnish truckers get computer assistance for every dangerous situation they face. American truckers mostly handle dangers alone, using traditional methods. The technology gap is huge. The result is trucks that are twice as big but actually have fewer accidents per mile than traditional rigs. Finnish safety data shows their high-capacity trucks crash less often than regular-sized trucks without advanced systems. Bigger trucks became safer trucks through smart technology requirements. Those mandatory systems are the reason Finland could increase size limits without raising measured crash rates, an essential condition for the efficiency gains that follow. Finland proved that smart safety technology doesn't just prevent crashes, it enables bigger, more efficient trucks that deliver benefits nobody expected. Finnish research shows roughly a 33% cut in emissions per ton-mile when using high-capacity combinations versus smaller traditional rigs. Finland's bigger trucks aren't just hauling more cargo, they're doing it while producing far less pollution from the American approach. Think of it like replacing several small vans with one larger, more efficient lorry. Fewer engines running per ton of freight means less fuel burned per ton. In the US, moving the same amount of freight requires more trucks, more engines, and more fuel. Finland solved this by simply being smarter about truck design. A single Finnish high-capacity vehicle can haul what would take more than 2 standard US trucks, each capped at 80,000 pounds. Fewer engines, tires, and drivers mean less fuel burned, with every truck taken off the road saving hundreds of gallons of diesel. The numbers back it up. Finnish high-capacity transport systems use about 1/3 less fuel per ton of cargo compared to traditional trucking. Researchers tracked fuel consumption across thousands of deliveries and found huge efficiency gains from allowing bigger, more advanced truck designs. Scaled across the nation, these gains prevent millions of tons of carbon dioxide emission. Finland's transport analysis estimates HCTs reduce carbon dioxide by roughly 2.5 million tons annually, the equivalent of permanently removing 500,000 cars from the road. The benefits aren't theoretical. Every day, Finland's freight system moves more cargo while producing less pollution than countries limited to smaller trucks. The efficiency comes automatically when outdated restrictions give way to modern vehicle policy. Finland proved what many thought impossible: trucks that carry more cargo while producing less pollution per ton. Their system shows environmental protection and economic efficiency can work hand in hand when policy keeps up with technology. So why hasn't America adopted these proven solutions? The answer lies in decades-old decisions still shaping trucking today. In 1982, Congress codified the 53-foot trailer length and the 80,000-pound federal weight limit, decisions shaped by concerns about bridge loads and uneven speed standards at the time. These limits made sense when bridges were weaker and safety technology was basically non-existent. Lawmakers in 1982 made trucking rules using available knowledge about bridge safety and truck design capabilities. They worried about old concrete bridges cracking under heavy loads, with no idea that modern trucks would come with computer-controlled braking systems and collision avoidance technology. The 53-foot trailer limit worked in the 1980s, but now it's like trying to run modern software on a computer from the Reagan era. Everything else in transportation gets better over 40 years. Cars become safer and more efficient, planes got bigger and cleaner, ships started carrying massive containers across oceans, but American trucks stayed frozen in time, using the exact same size limits from decades ago. The result is a patchwork of state rules and bridge restrictions that vary by jurisdiction, adding complexity for long-distance freight operators. Here's what this means for truckers. They cross steep lines and face different weight limits, different bridge restrictions, and different rules about where they can drive. Some states allow heavier loads on certain highways, others ban big trucks from specific bridges during rush hour. The rules change every few hundred miles. While European countries work with truck manufacturers to optimize designs, American regulations actively prevent progress. European officials study crash data, test new safety systems, and update their laws when technology improves. American officials mostly ignore new research and keep using rules written before the internet existed. Think of it like one group upgrading their phones every few years while another group refuses to replace their rotary phone. Truck cabs have grown into driver living spaces with flat-screen TVs, refrigerators, and sleeping areas that rival hotel rooms. But trailer length and federal weight caps have not changed since 1982, so a haul capacity per trip is stuck even as cab design advanced. The engines produce more horsepower than race cars from the 1980s, but those powerful trucks still pull the same small trailers that truckers used 40 years ago. The safety rationale historically centered on bridge capacity and infrastructure. Finland confronted the same concerns by pairing longer combinations with testing, mandated safety tech, and targeted permit rules. This regulatory freeze forces more trucks onto roads, burns more fuel, and creates more wear on infrastructure to move the same freight. Simply put, America needs 3 trucks to do what one Finnish truck handles easily. Those extra trucks means more traffic jams, more diesel burned, and more wear on highways that already need repairs. The bottleneck isn't technology or safety, it's policy choices that refuse to adapt to modern capabilities. Other countries are proving that smarter approaches work. Finland shows size and safety can be aligned through evidence-based policy and mandatory tech. Finnish trucks carry twice the cargo while producing 1/3 less pollution per ton moved. Their safety systems prevent more accidents than traditional designs ever could. If you found the research compelling, leave a comment. Should the US test similar high-capacity combinations? Subscribe for more technical case studies.